Welcome students. Today we shall have a look at execution of the very first program, which is linear convolution. So for details of working with CCS, kindly check the video which has been uploaded in the previous sessions. Okay, today let's have a look at the program for linear convolution. This program is exact implementation of the equation which describes the linear convolution. So the convolution between the two inputs, namely x and h, as you know, is described by using the convolution sum. So here in the program, we are defining a couple of variables by the name is m and n, which define the length of the two sequence. So first one is the input and second is the impulse response. Next, for indexing purpose, we are using the variables called as I and j. Now here we are defining the sequence x to have the values 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second sequence is h, also containing a similar values, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. You can change the inputs here and observe the difference in the output. Now, y here is initialized to be a pointer. As you can see, star y, it is a reference to a pointer. Okay. Then that pointer is cast. So int star within bracket means typecasting. So we are casting it. So we are taking this address. So the address is fixed here. The address is 0x followed by 4 zeros 100. This address is cast and is now used as a pointer. Okay. Now inside, as you can see, there are a couple of for loops. The for loops are in accordance to the convolution sum expression. Okay. So the inner loop is controlled by a variable called as j. The outer loop is controlled by a variable called as I. And we are running the iterations for total m plus n minus 1. Okay. Because we know the length of linear convolution is given by length of first sequence plus length of second sequence minus 1. So if you're giving sequence of length 4 and 4, the output will be containing 7 points. So the outer loop is going to be running for 7 iterations. Okay. The answer is held in a variable called as y of I, and we are initializing the content to 0. Okay. Now in the inner loop, we are going to do it for different values of j, starting from j is equal to 0 up to j less than or equal to I. Okay. And you can see the statement here. This statement is exactly in accordance to the convolution sum expression. Okay. The input is x. It is multiplied with the impulse, which is called as h. And the index, as you know, is varied after each iteration. Okay. So compare it with the equation and try to determine the condition here. Okay. And at the end of all the 7 iterations of the outer loop, we have the answer contained in a variable called as y. Now to print the answer, once again we are taking the help of for loop, which is going to start from an index 0 up to a value I, which happens to be less than m plus n minus 1. So when you run this loop, the values are printed and you can display the answer. Okay. Now as you know, the procedure is that we have to, after completing the program, writing the program, including the respective libraries. So here we are using a library called as RTS 6700, which is to be used whenever you get an integer value as an output. If your answer is a floating point type, you have to include another library which is called as 6713. Okay. Now after including these two files in your project, you have to go for the steps, which is compile. So after compiling, you have to do an incremental build, and after that you do a rebuild all. Okay. At this stage, your output file will be ready, which you have to load by going to load program. Inside a folder called as debug, you will have a file called as your file name with extension .out. Okay. Select that particular file, open it. So now it is loaded. Once it is loaded, you can run it. So upon running, the output you can see is found in a tab which is called as standard out. So here you have the 7 values corresponding to the inputs which we have given. in order to plot the graph, you can go to View, Graph, select the option Time/frequency. Okay, so the options here will be, you have the graph title, keep it as it is. Starting address, so according to your program, whichever address you have given, that address to be provided here. So in this program, so we are entering the address in the format 0x0 4 times followed by 100. So this will be the starting location where the output will be found. Okay, so how many elements are you displaying? So display data size, since the number of values you are displaying are 7, so we'll enter that value, and later the data plot style should be selected as bar. So select this option, click OK. Okay, so we are able to see the values, and if you want to actually check the numbers, you just have to click. So wherever you click, okay, wherever you place the mouse, if you see a green line, those values will be shown as X and Y. Okay. So correspondingly for other points also you can verify the numbers. Okay, 3, 20. So the amplitude happens to be 20 at the point which is 3. Okay.